Hello and welcome back, dear chess friends. Today we are going to see the simulation of my chess classes with my students. So my student is around 1700 USCF rating, and he is actually a very solid and strong player. I can tell definitely he improved much better once we started learning, of course. So yeah, his understandings are huge. I can say that I practice a lot of practice games with him, and he shows very nice improvement in the last couple of months. So yeah, so this is not a lesson about my student. This is a lesson about what we do in the lesson, and that's actually the strategy and how to regroup the pieces, how to maneuver the pieces, how to trade the pieces properly. Everything of that is included in short small lectures. So you see the simulation, illustration of the class, how that looks like. And I hope you're gonna learn something because we calculate. I also explain a lot of important things that you might didn't know earlier. So yeah, that's it. Let's jump straight to the video. So okay, we know. Sorry, one small notice. My student doesn't have good microphone, so you're gonna see maybe in some moments that he's kind of scratching something like bag of chips or, you know. So I hope that's not gonna bother you. It's very little, it's not much. I try to reduce it with noise cancellation, but please, okay? Knight h2, knight g4 is our idea that we're gonna do with this knight, yes. But what about this knight? This knight is also the problematic piece because he's restricted, and this usually came from some not really Philidor positions, but reminds me of Philidor because the D line is open. This can come from some weird Sicilians, such for example, Rosolimo. I had some games here similar to this structure. So yeah, after this, where this knight can come. There is a good square for the knight. So if you don't know where to place your knight, try to imagine the square and take it illegally there in the moment, so you can think about that square and then find a path for this knight to come there.
So f5.
F5. Okay. For the F5 we need to work a lot. There is a lot of options how we can come to the F5, but we need some fastest way and the most convenient way also, because on the other hand our opponent is also having solid and active pieces, queen, rook, bishop, knight can come on d6 or h6 or something, so they also have something to do.
Yeah. Okay, so like take on d8 and then go take on d8 and then go rook d1 and then trade the rooks and then go knight d1.
Okay, interesting. But do you really need to trade off the rooks? Who is struggling more with space? Left.
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, it doesn't really matter. You can take on d8 and do everything, but I like in this moment to keep the rook because the reason why you can keep the rooks also is because nothing much will happen on d line, even if you gave up the line to your opponent. So after something like knight h2, let's say, then your opponent is playing something normal like bishop b4. You are playing here the move queen to f3 to support this knight. And let's say your opponent is playing something like, I don't know, like knight d6 maybe. You're playing knight to g4, and now he's suffering about this pawn here on f6. Let's say he's protecting smartly, so we are not able to capture because of some move king to g7. And in this situation, after they play rook f8, we have to do something about this rook. So that's how we're gonna find a way for our knight to come here. On the other hand, we also got additional option next to the move rook to d3 and knight d1, knight d3, is to play in moments rook c1, knight d1, knight d3, knight f5. This is additional one because rook to d3 is still exposing your rook, and that's only if they can play knight e6. So if they play something like Let's say they play bishop e7 here, you play knight g4, and now they play rook d4. I don't think so that we want to play here the move rook d3. Like, I think it's much better to step away with your rook with something like rook c1 and then go this way with your rook. Because stacking the rooks here not gonna really do much for them. They're also still under pressure of this pawn here. We can take this pawn, but I think which is much important to play knight e3, knight f5, or knight e3 at least just to centralize your knight. Uh, yeah, sometimes we don't really need to take the pawn on f6. This pawn is always gone. This pawn will never be, the pawn that black can save. Even if he tries to save, he will make a lot of passivity in the moments. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go then to the next chapter. So here, in this position, white decided to capture an f3 with knight. And now, let's flip the board. So, what you gonna do here as black? What is your problem? This is Carlsbad structures, if you didn't know. And in Carlsbad structures, what pawns you like to connect?
Um. For white.
For black.
Oh.
Okay, let me flip the board. Maybe it's. Yeah. Do you see now as black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. I see it as white, but yeah.
You're seeing as white.
Yeah.
Wait.
Like now I see it as black side.
Okay.
Um.
What do you think? What is your problematic piece?
Probably the knight on c6.
Yeah, he looks very ugly, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he restricted in Queen's Gambit systems. Knight doesn't belong to c6. If he belongs to c6, he definitely wants some pawn in front of the knight, so the knight can be flexible and can be supportive to the center. Yeah, we have a problem on the c line also. So what we can do here? Do we have any forcing actions? So with some sort of tricks and tactical ideas to head for the stability with strategical patterns.
Um.
What would be ideal thing if we can play here 2-3 moves in a row? What you gonna do? That's always how you can ask yourself a question during the game to see what is your plan and what is your plan of your opponent.
Like to improve the knight, maybe like knight to a7, c6, and then knight b5.
Yes, exactly like that. We can also go knight c8, knight d6, but from b5 is even better because we would like actually to trade and open up our lines, so this can give us ideas to break with b4. So yeah, knight a7, and now after the move bishop to d3, c6. Yeah. But what is the problem if they take? Do you count on that?
Yeah, rook c8.
Rook c8, queen takes c7.
And then rook takes c1 check.
Rook takes c1 check, king d2.
Rook takes e7.
Rook takes c7, king takes c1.
Then just rook c7 check.
King d2.
King d2, knight e4 check.
Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna play king d2. I'm gonna play king b1 instead of going king d2.
Then still knight e4.
Knight e4, bishop to e2.
Two. Wait, knight takes f2.
Rook to f1.
Um, knight e4.
Knight e4. Bishop d3.
Like f5 or something.
Take on e4.
F takes.
Knight e5.
Um, then like knight to c6.
You want to trade off that?
Yeah,
Okay. What if I play instead of knight e5, knight g5?
knight g5.
Yeah.
Like still knight c6.
Knight c6. Knight e6.
There.
So let's put this on the board. Let's put this on the board. Because I think you're you're running into the bad position because I'm gonna jump on c5. So what is on the
Oh,
board? Here, 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 take, take.
yeah.
And now
Queen
after king
two.
d2, take rook c7. By the way, the better move is knight e4 immediately, not check. You don't need check because you're
Oh,
gonna help the king. But okay, let's try this. Rook c7. I said king b1, you said knight e4. I said bishop e2, you take here. The reason why we don't play bishop d3 is obvious. There is a fork, so take, knight goes back, bishop d3, and you said f5. I don't like move f5. Honestly, I think it's much better just to retreat your knight because it's exposing your king. And now I got a lot of threats here and ideas. So you said knight c6, knight e6 targets your rook and threaten checkmate. It means you need to go back. After you go back, I can keep my knight here for a moment, or I can play knight c5, which leads already to complications. I have
yeah.
rook f5 next, and you can be in trouble.
But I can go like rook f7, right? Not rook c8.
Rook f7. Okay, yes, I agree, but you know, I can most probably take you now, and maybe knight f4. You need to play knight e7 in order to not lose your pawn. Now maybe h4 to stop g5. And yeah,
Then
I mean,
yeah, it's nice.
if you go here, I will take you, you will take me. Yeah, it's most probably a g4 or something. Yeah, I think it's a drawish definitely, but it's a tricky, very very tricky. Maybe I don't even need to trade it. I can play something like knight f4. Okay, I don't have that because there is g5. But yeah, I think this is the only move that you have to make a draw. Because if you play rook c8 or rook d7 or anything else, there is knight c5, and then knight c5 is kind of uncomfortable. Then you're not in time to trade off your rooks because d7 is saying. Okay, yeah, but I much better is after that just knight e4 immediately because
Yeah.
now after bishop e2 and after take rook f1 knight e4, like you're keeping the king here, so you're keeping the options, and your king is here, so if I attack you, you don't really need to move anything. You can play knight c6. So yeah, the game is balanced. The game is balanced. Maybe black is having interesting edge because of the control of the center, better control of the center, but also white is not having any problem. Okay, do you understand this example?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next. So let's keep this one and let's find something interesting. Queen e5 was played from black. Uh, what do you think now? What
Um,
candidate moves we have here?
like rook d3.
Rook d3, bishop c4.
Oh, oh shoot, yeah. Yeah. Then maybe like,
So they're threatening c3, right?
yeah,
Something about that, for sure. Like we cannot make a compensation because position is very stable for both of us.
uh, maybe like bishop d2.
Bishop d2.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't hear you because your mic was so, I don't know what happening. Maybe you should get new little mic or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
For the next time. Okay, so yeah, bishop d2 is one candidate move. Why you are then retreating the piece? Why then you didn't attack? Why you did attack the queen and then now you're moving back?
Uh, this two. Uh,
Because it's much better to protect with bishop than to protect with this rook, to make your rook
yeah.
passive to move from the d line. It's much better to, just not let your pawn be gone. It's much better to not play this rook here because after take or something, then on a2 can fall down. Like pawn is a pawn, yeah, they're gonna lose bishop pair, but they're getting the pawn, which is good enough. Position is not danger for black, and yeah, you have a bishop pair, but your bishop pair is useless for now. Like they're not doing much thing. Like this bishop is closed, just empty diagonal, nothing happens. So yeah, bishop d2, in order if black takes to retake with your pawn, with your bishop, and to attack there. Of course, they're not gonna take. They're gonna improve something like this. Now you're gonna play move a3, kick this bishop away, and then after that you're gonna have some discoveries with queen. If they move away, this won't happen. If they take you, bishop takes back. And yeah, now depending what they're gonna do, we have a bishop there. Already one piece gets really activated in this diagonal. We can even think about trading on f6 and ruining their pawn structure if we are thinking that we can convert some sort of advantage from this endgame. But if we don't want to take, you can always keep your bishop. Like this is always optional to keep your bishop on the board, and I prefer more bishops on the board. I like bishops on the board, and I think that's very natural. So I also suggest you to do that. You can, for example, trade off the rooks and now like aim for something like putting your queen on the like dark square, so your queen can make additional pressure. This rook can come on e1. You can play king h2, even something like f4 in future to extend your pawns much more as you can. And this bishop is literally the lifesaver on the queen side and center because they don't have opportunity to press you in dark squares. In this case, this bishop is enough to cover all these squares and maintain defense and stability on the queen side. Okay, is that clear?
Yeah.
Great. This position is funny, uh, interesting. Bishop d7 was played, putting the pressure, I mean, maintaining the stability, adding the other piece and defense, not any pressure. So, and also if you attack it this, they're gonna play bishop e6 or something. Your king is in center, their king is inside, king side. What do you do here as white?
Um, rook g1.
Rook g1, f6. Rook from c to g1,
Yeah.
f6.
Then maybe rook to g6.
Rook to g6, king f8.
King f8.
Yeah.
Oh, then h6.
H6, knight takes h6,
Rook takes g7.
rook takes g7. If pawn takes h6,
Uh,
there is some problems with that.
like e4.
So e4.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you have anything on instance?
Huh?
Do you have anything immediately to do?
Like rook takes f6.
Yeah, rook takes f6. Yeah, that's something we can do immediately. Yeah, we arise to this position, and now after this, if they take rook f6, I think you can also try this, but no need to exchange, but this is enough. King e7, you can just come back or something. Let's say king rook to g6 back. I'm gonna play e4, try to take here. King is weak. Your pieces are in the center, and they're gonna be must problems. Okay, let's go next. Okay, here, knight f6. This is the hanging pawns. What do we know about hanging pawns? What the side with hanging pawns is doing, and what the side without hanging pawns is doing. Do you know?
Attacking.
Sorry?
Attacking if you're hanging pawns.
Yeah, you're attacking. If you're hanging pawns, you're attacking, and the other side should simplify something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something they wanna do. Yes. So, as white, you wanna attack. How are you gonna provide the attack?
Maybe like knight e5.
Knight e5. Okay. So, what is your intention?
Just maybe to go knight g4.
Knight g4. And also some knight takes f7, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Knight takes f7 with ideas of queen e6. So yeah, that would be interesting. Honestly, that would be interesting. Knight e5. And let's say now your opponent is playing knight e7, offering some trade. And now
Then
knight e4.
knight g4. Yeah.
Okay. h5.
h5. Wait. Can you take? Wait. No. Wait. Can you take on g6? Bishop.
Bishop g6. You can. You can. But like when you take on g6, and if you calculate it very well that this works, it's fine. You're gonna sacrifice two pieces.
Yeah.
Take, check, king
Yeah.
g7, queen takes g4. Yeah, but you sacrifice two pieces, so you like it's not one piece, it's two pieces. You have to be careful. I think this is winning. You just need to be more precise here, but king f8, and
I
now you
mean,
need to. Sorry?
it seems easy just to like here check
Check,
or
but there is
bishop
this.
f6. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you have queen g4.
Yeah. Queen g4 still, but
Yeah, I'm like.
that's fine.
Yeah, do we have attackers?
I mean, maybe like here bishop. I mean,
I guess you always have queen h5 and repetition if you need it. But I think that this is just complicating too much with two-piece sacrifice. I don't like it personally because of the practical point of view. And I think you should also simplify your tactics. So not to go for that much deep calculating situations. Here just knight h6.
Knight h6,
And the
yeah.
difference between earlier takes on f7 and now is that h7, h5 is played. It means that the pawn on g6 is a weakness, so now just queen e6. And like when they move the king on f8, queen takes g6 or bishop takes g6, and I think that's very enough.
Yeah.
I think this is
Maybe.
very, very enough. They can't stop this. Yeah, in the previous moment, instead of if we do that in this moment, now the problem is we don't have follow-up. So that's why
Yeah.
h5 is actually allowing us to, like, that's also why you are attacking your opponent's king. You are trying to provoke his pawns gets in front, and then once they are more exposed, you have benefits because the backward pawns are becoming more weak. Like earlier, the backward pawns was this and this. h7 is not a weakness, f7 is a weakness. But when you play h5, then g6 also becomes a weakness because we have potential sacrifices. And f7 even becomes more soft because there is no one who can prepare later g6 if f7 disappears. So that's how
Yeah.
you are concluding the moments in your attack. Yeah, knight g4, and now depend what they're gonna do. I don't really think so that they have the way of surviving this. If they come back with knight here, I guess
Yeah.
knight to h6 maybe
Knight
is
f3.
good. Let me
Um,
see. Is there anything with d5?
I think, yeah. If you go like
d5, knight
d5,
takes,
queen takes,
queen
and
takes,
he
pawn
takes
takes,
d5, then like queen d4,
queen d4, f6.
f6.
And I think you can just then take c takes d5.
Yes, d5, and then
C takes d5, queen d6. You have
queen
knight
d6,
e4. Then knight e4 comes.
knight a4.
Knight e4.
Oh, knight a4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like knight e4. So yeah, if this knight h no e d5, if knight takes, queen takes, if pawn takes, queen d4, f6, c takes, if queen d6, knight e4.
oh no, that hangs the d5.
Never mind, takes.
Um,
Oh, whoa,
what?
wait.
Oh wait, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah, my bad. So
Just like
that hangs the d5, but do we really need to care about that one?
queen g4,
Queen g4,
and then stack on g6.
second g6. You know what's gonna happen if you do that?
What?
Queen takes d5, and after this.
Okay. What? Um, wait. Then takes,
Bishop takes.
and then take on e8.
Take on e8. Yeah, take on e8. Okay. Because my rook is hanging on e8, that's the thing. This thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I think I can also do this, no?
Um.
Can I try this? No, there is
Yeah.
this thing.
Or
If I try this, what do you have then?
here, like queen h6,
Queen h6, king f7,
and then knight e4.
knight e4. Yeah, a lot of pieces are active. Knight f6 is coming. Queen h7. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Good pattern recognition. Yeah, that's why it's important. With hanging pawns, we just wanna rake in. So no waiting moments, because if you exchange the pieces without any conclude attack or anything that can support your attack to make some trouble to your opponent with these two pawns, then these pawns are becoming a sub weaknesses. There is no backward pawn to help them. Correct. Uh, okay. Let's keep this one. And this one also. Okay. Okay, let's see this strategy here. Let's flip the board. So this is under the attack, and white played rook e1. If he plays here b3, we can just bring the bishop back, attack the pawn on c6, and this will additionally open up this diagonal. It means that queen e6, queen f6 will be very big trouble for them. So rook e1, what we can play here as black?
Maybe queen e6.
Queen e6.
Yeah.
And then?
And then rook d8.
Rook d8. Okay. That targets the queen, bringing your pieces with tempo in the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our main plan. We don't want to castle immediately because our king is absolutely safe. That's right answer. Queen e6, rook d8. a3 was played, trying to exclude knight b4 with some knight c2 ideas and knight e4. This knight is also bad, but it's much important to include the pieces that can make current pressure on the board. The knight will make a pressure, but he needs some time to get improved. That's why.
Yeah.
Queen e3, g5 hits the bishop, bishop goes back, and then we can castle. And then our main plan is to push f5 here now, because we need this diagonal. We need this diagonal for our pieces. Yeah, that's gonna open up a little bit our king, but we're not gonna allow them to push e5 and close our good bishop. That's something they want to do in the next moves. Okay. Carlsbad again. White played the move bishop to e3 in order to save up the pawn on d4. And I can tell you honestly that this is maybe the worst setup for white in Carlsbad. So by flipping the board, we are playing black, and bishop e3 is very passive because white is maybe intending to push e4, but he's not in time for that.
Yeah.
And in Carlsbad, this bishop in most of the cases is not belonging here. It's very simple because these pawns are restricting this bishop very much. This bishop usually belongs on these diagonals, putting the pressure on the king side, and white completely like make a different concept of developing. I'm not saying this is bad, but it's just positional opening strategical weakness that you're having your bishop on g2 because he's literally not supporting your middle game. Only if you push e4 that can support, but without e4 you are kinda stuck with your other pieces.
Yeah.
So what you can do here is like how you can take advantage of that.
Like rook. Rook a8.
Rook a d8.
Yeah.
Okay, centralizing a rook, but rook a d8 is possible if you're waiting for some e4 break from white. But they're really not going to make any kind of break, right?
Yeah.
So rook d8 would be possible normal move, just including one more piece closer to the center. Absolutely. There's something better.
So like maybe you can go. Wait, bishop to Bishop h5.
Okay, what are you intending to do?
Go bishop g6.
Bishop g6, yeah, improving your bishop. Of
Yeah.
course. In normal cards, we would see that this bishop is staying on d3. And in
Yeah.
order to trade off this bishop, good bishop, light square bishop, black needs to prepare something. The controlment of f5 is usually doing by g6, and then bishop comes on f5 together with some knight support from d6 or g7 if you regroup your knight. There is a lot of maneuvering with our pieces, but yeah, finally, if you can get this idea when the bishop is staying on d3 in the carlsbad, then this is good. But here we are literally getting that in seconds. h3, here we are, bishop g6. And now it's even good because their bishop is not standing there, so we are even supporting much more knight e4, queen d2, knight e4, or something like that. But I think there is something like bishop b4 or bishop a3, asking the question where this rook goes. If he goes here, or he goes in the corner, knight e4 happens, knight takes, bishop takes, d takes, I guess, is also possible. And now the rook can make sense here to stay. But here actually we win the simple, the exchange.
Yeah.
That's the main point. Why we took with the pawn is because we want to make attack and just get the exchange. But I think we are also better with this, because what we're gonna do is to bring the bishop here back in future. Even though we don't have the exchange, winning exchange here, and let's say rook is on f1, we can then later push f5, f4 with rook f8, kingside attack, and I like always the side with black pieces in king's f5 because as you see on the queen side there is no minority attack. Pieces are very wrong placed from white, and the only way how white can make some stability is to try to make happen this move e4. But here is not possible because we can just capture on here, and after this we have knight takes d4, and white is just collapsing
Yeah.
after this. Yes. Okay, so we managed to solve until 16. I'm gonna create another study where you're gonna have all these the same. You're gonna just continue from 17
Okay.
study, and it's gonna be like move trainer. So if you make a wrong move, it's gonna bring you back,
Okay.
and then you're like solving. I think that's more convenient because uh, it's motivating you to solve, because if you make wrong, you will know that if it's right or not. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Do you have any questions?
Um, no.
Okay.